Let's bring in our guest, Barnaby Phillips, who joins us now from London. He's the Communications Director for the Elephant Protection Initiative. That's an alliance of African countries with common policies on elephant conservation. Welcome to the programme and a happy World Elephant Day to you. We've just been seeing those images there of the elephants that have been roaming across China. What have we learnt from them, and why did they have to cross 500 kilometres? Was their habitat not giving them what they needed?
I think that's right. I think the story of the Chinese elephants is both inspiring and a story of wonder, but at another level, it's rather depressing and worrying, and shows us that elephants across their range, be they in Asia, be they across Africa, across their wild range, are increasingly forced to live in human-dominated landscapes, that the connectivity of wild spaces is fast disappearing. Elephants require an enormous amount of space in which to live, and until recently, they've enjoyed that space. They don't anymore, and that's why, for example, at the EPI, on the African continent, we see more and more the existential threat to the elephant is not ivory poaching, although of course that has been devastating and continues to be a problem in some parts of Africa. It is human demographic growth, human economic growth, the spread of human infrastructure, and the resultant conflict between humans and elephants. Now, the Chinese authorities have managed that conflict in this small example extremely well, but they're only dealing with 14 or 15 elephants. That is beyond the capacity of many African states, of course, with much larger elephant populations.
And given that those images and that story of the elephants crossing China is one of wonder and a worrying one as well, as you said, what would your message be for our audience and people that aren't that familiar with the plight of elephants and their conservation on this important day, World Elephant Day?
Well, first of all, I would say, of course, that there's still hope. There are perhaps more than 400,000 wild elephants in Africa and tens of thousands in Asia. But we do need to think more and more about human-elephant conflict, how we can mitigate it, how we can resolve it. The solution has to be humans and elephants living in coexistence, whether it's through electric fences, whether it's beehives, which can keep elephants away, whether it's strategic planning by governments. When they think about infrastructure, they think about where elephants move. Because if we do save elephants, and this is so important, we will save so many other species, we'll save so much biodiversity. And so that's a very precious goal to aim for.
It is indeed. And how can people and communities really benefit from living together, and are the benefits understood?
Well, I think that's a particular challenge during this COVID pandemic over the past 18 months or so, perhaps especially in Africa, where in the past conservationists and African governments have been able to say, look, the benefits are tangible, tourists will come, there are jobs in conservation, there are jobs in tourism, income will be redistributed. And of course, that has all gone away very, very quickly. And so that is a big challenge for conservationists. Well, fortunately, Africa has a fast-growing middle class of its own. So perhaps in the future, we don't need to rely on wealthy people flying in from Europe or North America. And indeed, that's probably a healthier model. But I think we have to bear in mind the bigger prize of protecting biodiversity, mitigating the impact of climate change. And if we protect elephants, we'll be doing that as well.
Thank you so much, Barnaby Phillips, and happy World Elephant Day to you. Thank you so much for joining us on the NewsHour.